Hello, everybody. My name is Michel Eisenman. I've been working with IBM for a very long time, doing around the optimization solutions. I've joined recently a partner called Decision Brain, and we have been working very closely with IBM to set up and develop the new version of the optimization server that I will be presenting today. What this optimization server is about, the idea is to help you run your optimization model anywhere on the cloud or locally on your local laptop. And the main idea here is to simplify the work that you have to do to push an optimization model that you have built on the cloud and then to manage it once it's in deployment. So we are trying to address the requirement and the needs of two main profiles, the optimization research guys who are working on the optimization model, and the integration or technical guys which have to support this model once it's deployed and integrated into external applications. If we look at it from an optimization research point of view, what are the benefits you get from this system? It is very lightweight, so you can run it locally. It's very simple to set up. You can run it, as I said, on your own laptop. You can also set up a private cloud or a local, use a local server to make sure that you are sharing resources across multiple teams. And you can also push this on any cloud. From the user point of view, you will get access to the logs and output of each of your run. Of course, you'll be able to monitor the execution. There is a predefined support for CPLEX and OPL models. We are also allowing you to integrate your custom heuristic or custom libraries you might have built to solve problems. And we are also preparing the support for Python optimization models. And there is also some capability around replay, so you can look at past execution and replay them, and we'll see that it may not be so useful when you're doing development, but when you're in production, this is a very interesting feature. From the IT point of view, so from the deployment team, so the guys that are in charge of encapsulating your optimization model into something that is more robust and probably more usable inside external applications. What we are based on a very standard environment like Kubernetes and OpenShift. The base technology is Docker, so we are looking at very simple and very standard technology here. The system itself has been built from the beginning to be as simple as possible. I will come back to this. So it's very, because of its simplicity, it's very lightweight and very easy to manage. It's extensible. You can create you can support additional optimization models, of course, and you can also benefit from the scalability, which in what was shown by Alain before, but there is this capability to add space for additional execution in parallel if you need. There is a monitoring part which can be used and that can also help understanding what's happening in the system. If we look at the way things are working, what we deliver when you install this optimization server, we deliver an optimization master, which is a central part that is drawn in this schema. It will orchestrate the execution of your optimization models and will receive requirements or demand for running jobs from clients. And those clients we will see later can be basically any kind of clients. So the way it works, when a client wants to send a job request, it will send information about the kind of job it will run, information about the input that should be used to run the job. And then the master will look for one available worker, and workers can be any kind of worker. There are some predefined to support CPLEX model, OPL models, but they can be also custom workers that could support your own library or your own optimization model built with the technology you choose. And once it finds the right worker to do the job, it will push your data to this worker and start the execution inside the worker. So the master really is pushing information and demand to the worker. The worker is executing the engine you have written and then sending back feedback to the client during the execution. It's also creating logs, of course, which you can access. And then once it's done, it will send back the results, which will be pushed to the client. So as you see, a relatively simple architecture. Some clients that can ask for an execution of a job, a master that will look for the right worker to execute the job, and the worker that will actually run the optimization model that has been defined inside the worker. If you look at what you get when you install this optimization server, you get all the dark blue services. So starting from the top to the bottom, there is a web console. I will show it to you in a few seconds. This is to review the behavior of the system. There is a master service, which is the entry point of the system that you will be calling from external clients. There is a local database that will store information about what has been running so that you can monitor it and look at it in the past. There is some messaging facilities that will connect workers, and the worker is a place where you will be actually executing your engine. You can use predefined worker, and in this case, you will just provide them with the model you want to run. And you can also create custom workers, which will already include the models and potentially additional things like data management, so that they can be also used in the same system. How do you connect to the master? Typically through a REST API. So we have three main ways I will be showing you in a few seconds. Through the web console, which is again one way to do a kind of a drag and drop of a model and run a generic model. You can run this from a script from Java or from any language that we call the REST API. And of course, you can run it from a custom application. So let me show you a quick demo. So this is here the screen, the web console that comes with the optimization server. It provides you with two main features: information about how the system has been used, like how many jobs have been created and how fast the different jobs were completed. It gives you access to an history of everything that has been running on the system. So for each line you have on the bottom of the screen here, each line corresponds to a worker that has been executed. I can see the status of my worker. If I had a failure, I would be able to see it here. I can also access details on the worker. And then for each execution, I can see the logs of the execution. I can also get the inputs that were provided to the job when it was running, as well as the output that was provided by the solution as a solution by your engine. So if you think at it in a production environment, if you have this system that is serving an application and a regular optimization running, you will be able to pick here whenever there is a problem with the run. You will be able to look at the details of the problem through the logs, and you'll be also able to download the inputs at the time of the problem to reproduce the issue separately and correct your data problem or your optimization model problem. So this is the web UI. From this web UI, you can see a list of tasks that can be executed. This corresponds to the worker that are connected to the system. At any time, you can add workers that can do additional tasks, and this will dynamically show up in this screen. The default tasks that we provide are OPL, CPLEX, and CPO tasks. And if you want to run one, you could just select the kind of task you want to run, and you have access to different parameters that will allow you to drag and drop information required to run this generic task. So if we run here an OPL model, I will just drag and drop the model file of my OPL. Then I will drag and drop the data file of my OPL model. I will just say submit here. This will create a job. This job will be executed on a worker, and I will be able to immediately see the results. So this way of working is one way to use the system. I'm just selecting from a web console and doing drag and drop, and this is probably very similar to what we offered in DoCPEX Lab at one time. You can do something similar using the REST API. So there is an API that you can use to call and create jobs from a program language. I will not go into detail, but you have an example here where we are using the API to create a job, and then we are starting the execution of the job. So this will connect to the master, look for a worker, execute your job, and then we're getting the results. Which means that what you can do now is call this API from a script. So I'll try to have my two screens visible at the same time. So I can run now my program from my API. This, in this case, will start a worker that you see running at the bottom. It will return the result when the worker is completed. And so you can imagine that this is one way also to integrate this optimization server into additional services. The last part of the demo I would like to show is a case where we have built a whole-blown application with some custom workers that are doing scheduling in this case. And so I will start the corresponding workers for this application. They will connect to my optimization. Oh, sorry, I need the right one. They will connect to my optimization master to tell that they are available to do specific jobs. If I go back to the web console now, I should be able to see, when I refresh, I should be able to see some additional tasks after a few seconds. So I need to wait for those workers to start. Here they are. We have two additional workers now that are connected to our system. And I can call those workers either from my web console, as before, or within an application. And this is something I will be showing tomorrow. This is the Optimization Center part of the offering, which includes the optimization server and will allow you to, within an application, start an execution. And this execution will in turn rely on the optimization server to do the running of your jobs. So as a summary, you're looking at a product which allows you to run your application, your optimization model inside any kind of cloud or locally, and provide very simple APIs to manage this integration, these services inside an application or inside a whole system. So, summary, this optimization server is meant to simplify the life of your optimization research guys by leaving out all the problem of deployments and giving you access to the right level of resources to test your optimization model. But it has also the idea behind that you will want to use your optimization model inside an application, and you will want to be able to scale on the usage of your model by adding additional workers. We want to be able to run those workers on a platform that can be sized according to your needs. And so this is why we are looking at Kubernetes, OpenShift, and Docker environment here. And we are also, of course, in an environment where you want to integrate those services into a whole application. And this can be done through the REST API, as I've shown you before. So I think I'm right on time. Thank you for your help and for listening.